Hello and welcome to another episode of Focus On. I'm Gyama Musipile. The inaugural Gauteng Investment Conference is almost here. Set to take place on the 3rd of April, this investment conference seeks to position Gauteng as the prime investment destination of choice by focusing on key sectors in the Gauteng economy. MEC, thank you once again for joining us here. I want to start with the top of the program today. We are gathered here at the Northern Corridor Logistics Roundtable, which explores how logistics can play a role in terms of propelling the Gauteng economy forward. Just your sentiments on that.
Thank you for having us. As you know, Gauteng, it's an industrial hub of the country, and there's a lot of production taking place here. And as a result, there's a lot of goods that have to be moved, especially to the different ports around the country. And therefore, logistics plays a huge role in helping us to move goods and making sure that there is more production. That's why we are interested in making sure that we harness it, we support it, but we also work with the sector in tackling the challenges like crime, like theft, and also growing it further and investing in infrastructure as well.
MEC, just also expanding, I know the gathering of the various companies and subsidiaries under the Gauteng government is part of the greater effort by the Gauteng Investment Conference, which is fast approaching. Just tell us more about what is the significance of this initiative.
Well, the most important thing is that we are organically mobilizing everyone sector by sector as we go to the investment conference, so that there's an appreciation of each sector's unique circumstances and needs, so that when we go to the investment conference and there's not just generic, we would have had an opportunity to discuss with everyone and also look at potential plans that have to be put in place to announce at the investment conference what actions are we going to take in resolving the economy. Firstly, there will be people who are going to pledge. Secondly, we will be putting our pipeline that we have to the value of about 230 billion, which the private sector can take up and invest in. So this is very important to be able to have an appreciation of what are the different needs and challenges per sector. And we are there as Gauteng government to facilitate for you.
To expand further on that, what would you say are the key economic drivers? Which industries or sectors hold the most opportunity for investment? Well,
the Gauteng economy is diversified. Unlike the other economies, it has got characteristics of primary, secondary, and tertiary. So all these sectors are here, including agriculture, agro-processing. And I think it's up to the strengths of an investor or an entrepreneur on which areas they want to venture in. And we would like to grow all of them, but we largely want to focus on this manufacturing subsectors, largely because we want to bolster the productive capacity of our economy so that we don't just consume, we also produce and are able to export.
There's also always mention of the value of private-public collaboration. In what ways is your administration assisting in reducing the cost of doing business to allow private sectors players to also have a role?
Yeah, well, there's regulatory issues which we are attending to. We are working with municipalities in making sure that where possible, things like raising taxes as a tax holiday there. You know that the Minister of Energy has been attending to the energy issue, and it's very key which is not about us as a province, but us as a country, to make sure that there is reliability first. And in the long run, we also deal with the issue of affordability, including water, because it's not so much about what we are doing alone. It's about how, as a country, are we coordinated these three spheres of government to ensure that we don't speak past each other, but we are coordinated and we reinforce each other, we collaborate, and we are able to make an impact as required.
MEC, I was circling back to the statement you made earlier in terms of the growth rate that you aim to achieve. Another priority is job creation. In what ways are you prioritizing that?
Well, you can't create jobs if you can't grow the economy, and that's why we are saying let's look at manufacturing. We're saying let's look at skills. Let's look at other enablers like energy, water, road infrastructure, and look at all these different sectors that have got a potential to grow and contribute towards economic growth and create jobs.
Sir, thank you so much for joining us. We are here at the Northern Corridor Logistics Roundtable, which has brought together various stakeholders to explore how efficient logistics can drive growth in the automotive industry. But I know this is in the lead up to the Gauteng Investment Conference. Just to start us off, why is a gathering like this so important in terms of positioning Gauteng for investment?
Oh, thank you very much, and thanks for having me, and good afternoon to your listeners. I think the importance of the Gauteng Investment Conference is basically just to accelerate economic growth in the Gauteng city region. As we would all know, our president in his State of the Province address has announced a targeted 3% economic growth, and Gauteng, as the biggest economy in the Southern Hemisphere, has a huge responsibility in contributing towards that 3% growth, and we hope to unlock the investments that is required to achieve that target. You know, the GGDA is largely responsible for trade and investment in Gauteng, and that is why we play a key role in facilitating the Gauteng Investment Conference on behalf of the province, so that we can achieve those targets that was set. As the MEC has announced at the inaugural Gauteng Investment Conference, we're looking at raising about 300 billion rand, which is 800 billion rand over a 3-year period.
And I also want to know, in terms of the Apex priorities, what are the key sectors that you're aiming to focus on that hold the most opportunity for investors?
I think the key sectors at this point in time, one would be the automotive sector. That's why we are having this roundtable discussion with the automotive sector to hear how best the provincial government, through the GGDA and its subsidiaries, the AIDC, can unlock economic infrastructure for them to invest. The second sector that we focus on is the IT, technology, biogas, and green economy sector. There we've got an entity which is called the Innovation Hub. It's also a subsidiary of the Gauteng Growth and Development Agency. That subsidiary focus largely on IT, the bioeconomy, the green economy, which is situated in Tshwane. And in all these subsidiaries, we've got land parcels available that we are preparing for investors to come and invest in. Like, for instance, at the TIH for the IT and high-tech research and development, we've got about 6 land parcels, serviced land parcels already available for interested investors who is interested to come and invest in the research and development, specifically relating to IT, the bioeconomy and green economy. So with the third sector that we would look at is the tourism sector. You know, we need to, at the end of the day, also invest in the tourism sector, because it's a sector that can quickly contribute to economic growth And within the GGDA group, we've got an entity called Cornwall Hill, who is responsible for the Constitutional Hill facility in Johannesburg, which is a heritage site, and the intention is to create Cornwall Hill in a tourism destination to unlock that tourism economy through partnerships with the city of Johannesburg to clean up the environment around Cornwall Hill. So primarily we're looking at those different sectors through our subsidiaries, who is dedicated to focus on those sectors as we go towards the investment conference. The fourth one, we've got the Gauteng IDZ also as a subsidiary. The Gauteng IDZ is responsible for the OR Tambo Industrial Development Zone. We are currently busy with phase 2 now, which is earmarked for your pharmaceutical industries. So there, as we embark on this investment conference, there's investment opportunities for pharmaceutical companies to come and invest there. We would know that the Gauteng Industrial Development Zone entity has successfully delivered the first phase of the OR Tambo precinct, where your jewelry industry has heavily invested, and your agro processing industry has also already invested. So those are the industries that we are looking at, and it's primarily driven by special economic zones that has been created to facilitate growth in those industries.
Well, I certainly wish you all the best as the GIC is fast approaching, and all of the incentives that you have laid out. And that's how we wrap up this episode of Focus On. From me, Jamal Musabile, and the rest of the CNBC Africa team, it's goodbye for now.